Hey guys, welcome to my TBR for the month of June. I am so excited about this TBR because I feel like I am coming off of an excellent reading month. May has been amazing, and so I'm excited to build my TBR for June and hopefully just continue this amazingness into June. So last month I tried to create what I thought was the perfect TBR formula for me, which means choosing books from a variety of genres, and so we're mostly going to stick with that again, and we'll see what we end up with. And then I'm also participating in 2 year-long reading challenges. I've got my own Read Your Bookshelf challenge, and then I'm also joining in on Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon. So maybe we'll start with those. I'm going to be mostly picking from my TBR cart. If I can't fulfill prompts from here, then I'm going to possibly look over here. I put some like historical fiction I'm really interested in over here, and then I have like a whole huge shelf full of books over there that I can go to if needed. So the first thing I want to do is share the Agatha Christie book that I'm going to be trying to solve in the month of June. And I got smart finally, or at least a little bit smarter, and I decided to look at which Agatha Christie books are actual whodunit mysteries, so I can try to solve one that is a little bit more made for that, because I feel like my last few maybe haven't. And I read quite a few from the list that I found, but the first one on the list that I haven't read yet is this one, and that is The Murder on the Links, which is obviously a golfing one, which is funny coming off of the other one that I just read, Why Didn't They Ask Evans, because that one also takes place on a golf course. So I don't really want to read anything other than this is a Poirot book, and apparently it's the second book in the Poirot series. I'm not reading his books in order at all, so this is going to be the Agatha Christie I try to read next. Then we may as well do the reading challenges before I forget. So for my Read Your Bookshelf challenge, the prompt for June is to read a book with a book on the cover. So I'm just gonna like look through here, see if I can find one, and then if I can't, we'll go from there. Okay, so I kind of have 2 different options. The first one I saw is The Faithful Spy. This has been on a TBR before, and I didn't get to it. This is the true story of Dietrich Bonhoeffer and the plot to kill Hitler. It actually doesn't have a book. It has a bunch of like papers, so I thought maybe that could qualify. And then I came across this book, and Anne, you are going to be proud of me, because in June, this one obviously has to be the one, I'm finally going to read The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I tried reading her Once Upon a River quite a while ago. I didn't get very far. It was, I can't remember what like genre that book is, like magic realism maybe. Not really my thing, but I've heard good things about this one and also not so good things. So I'm gonna give it a try, and we will see what I actually think of it myself. And then the Buzzwordathon book for June has to have the word all in the title. So I guess this one needs to go back on here. I don't know if I have a book that has the word all. Not on my cart, and not in this like mostly historical fiction section that I took a bunch of books out from my last haul. So now it is time. Oh, I found one. I just like started looking at my TBR shelf and I found one like right away. This is also one I just shared in my last book haul. These are the ones I was like most excited about or have been most raved to me, but I also have this one, All Manner of Things by Susie Viner? I don't know. And I just realized I never actually said what The 13th Tale is about. To be honest, I don't even know. I think it's like fantasy-ish, where there's a book of 13 tales, but one of them's missing. I really don't know. This one was something to do with, oh yes, okay, so it takes place in 1967. After Annie Jacobson's brother Mike enlists as a medic in the army, he mails her the address of their long estranged father. If anything should happen to him in Vietnam, Mike says Annie must let their father know. In Mike's absence, their father returns to face tragedy at home. I don't want to read the rest. So I have a feeling I'm probably gonna like her writing. I have another one of her books, and then another one of hers. The cover, I just love it. The one with the bird on it, like for some reason I just love that cover. So I'm excited to read my first book by Susie, last name I can't pronounce. So that covers my Agatha Christie, my 2 book challenges. And then one thing I want to do each month is read a middle grade. And I know my daughter actually stole a couple of my middle grade books off of here recently. Those are in her room. I have a couple different options. I really want to read this one, The Missing Found by Margaret Peterson Haddix, because this is middle grade science fiction, I believe. I might be wrong on that. It's about a boy that knows he's adopted, and there's a mystery that involves the FBI, a smuggling operation. Oh, but I thought this was, yes, it is science fiction. And there's not a whole lot out there for middle grade science fiction. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. Margaret Peterson Haddix seems to be like the only author writing that, from what I know. So I want to give this one a try. I also have some more middle grade I would like to read. Maybe I'll pick 2 middle grade, because there is 2 in my daughter's room that I would like to read as well, but they're not here right now. So I think my other one that I'm going to pick is the Dream Keeper saga. This is a Christian middle grade fantasy. It kind of sounds a little bit like Wing Feather Saga crossed with some other things. Welcome to the Dream Keeper saga, an exciting adventure steeped in magic, mystery, and glimmers of hope. So this involves 12-year-old Lily discovers a dragon eating her dinner and her late father's stone pendant glowing like fire around her neck. So she's transported to a new dimension filled with evil shrouds, harpies, and other magical creatures, and realizes she's embarked on an undeniable quest with everything she cherishes at stake. So I think I'm going to pick both of these for my middle grade this month. I'm not reading a 1,000 plus page Sanderson this month, so I feel like my stack can have more books on it than it did last month. Speaking of Sanderson, I would also like a Sanderson book on my list, on my TBR for the month, because I have quite a few of his books that I haven't read yet, and I do have one on my cart. I've been wanting to read this one for a long time. So this is Elantris, and I know nothing about it. I think it's in his Cosmere. Elantris was beautiful once. It's called the City of Gods, a place of power, radiance, and magic. Yeah, I don't even know. So I want to read this one. It's one of his few standalones. And so I'll tell you more once I read it. But after this, I want to read 1 or 2 different series of his that I haven't read yet. So I want to get this standalone checked off. It's also one of the books on my fiction books of the year that I want to read. So that will be good to check that one off. Then I want to try to read a mystery or suspense each month. And I have the NetGalley arc for the second book, After a Peculiar Combination. I can't remember the title right now, so I'll put it up. That one is coming out in June here right away, and I'm really excited about it because I enjoyed book 1. So I think that's going to be my mystery / suspense book for the month of June. I might also read more than that. Now that I think of it, there's actually another one on my shelf. We'll add 2 here. This will just be the month that I read the second book in series, because I also want to read Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. So this is book 2 after Finlay Donovan is killing it. So in this one, in book 1, she is a writer and someone overhears her talking to her agent or publicist or something, and they think that she is an assassin for hire, and so they slip her a note and tell them this guy they want her to kill, and lots of adventures ensue. It was hilarious. There's like, it towed some lines for me, but it didn't like cross them, and so that was exciting and it was hilarious, and so I want to give book 2 a try. And then the second book of the other series I'm talking about, the Electra McDonnell, I think is her name, the series. It's set in World War II. Her and her uncle were actually, well, you know, they're like locksmiths, but what they do to make extra money during World War II is break into people's safes and steal the jewels, and they get caught right at the beginning, and I quite enjoyed that book, so I'm excited to read book 2 in that one as well. So according to my TBR formula list, I need a classic, a historical fiction, and a manga still. So I do have some classics on here. I'm honestly currently still in the middle of my classic for this month, but I should be able to finish it before the end of May. So I kind of have 2 different options here. I have Shirley by Charlotte Bronte, or I have Rainbow Valley. This one is book 7 in the Anne of Green Gables series, and I think there's 8 books in the series. So I kind of, even though it's June and this is obviously a wintry scene, I think I'm gonna pick this one up because I'm so close to finishing this series. While it does have like a wintry scene on the cover, usually these take place over the span of at least 1 year or multiple years. So this one has Anne and Gilbert married for 15 years and raising their children. So curious to see where this goes. I guess the kids will be teens. They'll be like where Anne was when we started the series. That will be interesting. So I think that will be my classic for the month. Then for historical fiction, I never know what genre things are in here. I've got a few options, I think. I don't know what someone is doing outside. It sounds like they're just trying to be annoying. Where the Crawdads Sing. This one's set in 1969. That one might be... It sounds really interesting because it's got the marsh girl that's haunted Barclay Cove in North Carolina coast. It's just, this one's set in 1967. Is that too similar? They sound very different. So there's that one. There's this one that's a middle grade historical fiction. It's kind of like Little House on the Prairie, but like a half Chinese character, I believe. Or this one I think is a historical fiction of sorts. It's when the Great Fire sweeps through Chicago's business district. I think I already have enough for middle grade, so I'm not going to do that. I'm leaning between one of these. I'm kind of more in the mood for this, but I kind of really want to read this one because it's so popular and I just want to have had it read, but this one's been on my list longer. So this is where we do a random number generator. This will be number 1, this will be number 2. Okay, let's see here. Random number generator. Number 1. I think I said this one was number 1. No, I don't remember. Pretty sure. So we will go with Where the Crawdads Sing. So it sounds like someone is like starting a rototiller right outside my window. That is so weird. Sorry about the weird neighborly noise. I'm gonna give this one a try. I love the cover. Love the cover. This one will have to go back for another time. And then I need a manga. I've been using them, actually, I'll probably read a few in June. I've been using them as a bit of a palette cleanser, and the manga I have are on my library shelf, so I'm gonna quickly grab one or two, we'll see. Okay, I found 2 on my shelf from the library. Most of these ideas, manga, I've got from Tia, and I don't know if they're any good. These are both book 1. So this one is Kitchen Princess. I don't know how to pronounce her name, is a great cook and she likes to make meals for the people she loves, but something is missing from her life. Oh, she meets a boy who touches her heart. The only clue is a silver spoon that leads her to the prestigious Sika Academy. So this kind of sounds a little bit Cinderella-esque. That's so annoying. I'm just gonna talk through that. And then there's also Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. And the library sticker is right over top of the thing that says what it is. So I have no idea what this is, but honestly with manga, I am really drawn to the illustrations, and these girls in the back, they look very intense. I have no idea. We'll go into this one blind. So this is my stack for June. I probably had about this size of a stack last month and then remembered a 1200 page book I needed to add to it, and I've been very successful with that. So I feel like I should at least get through this. Let me know what you plan on reading in June and if you have any recommendations for my upcoming TBRs. Thanks for watching, guys.